Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week's video is going to be a draw with me in my Hobonichi cousin for the week of January 23rd through the 29th of 2023. So my theme this week, I wanted to really kind of focus on coffee and teas and things like that. I know that's kind of like an overdone and overplayed drawing theme, but I just kind of really thought about my earliest obsession with coffee, and I've been obsessed with it since I was a kid. My first recollection of it was actually with my grandpa Loopy, and unfortunately, my grandpa Loopy passed in 2021. It's been a little over a year and a half since he's been gone. But one of my first memories with coffee was actually sitting on his lap and drinking coffee, which he had no business giving me, but he was my grandpa and he wasn't going to tell me no. I'm sure he gave me the most, diluted with milk type situation, and I loved it. That and cookies, so I knew that I could always go to grandpa for some cookies and coffee. That was one of the first memories that I have with it. Another was always being able to find it at quinceañeras or weddings and things like that, and drinking it with my cousins so that we could try to stay up with the adults and failing miserably. We would often end up being passed out in some of the chairs as you do when you're, under the age of 10 and you're at these events. So they go into the long wee hours of the morning, and typically you wake up transporting or teleporting from the chair at the reception hall to your bed, and you have no clue how you got there. So those are some good memories that I have associated with coffee. I thought that it'd be kind of fun to put that in my Hobonichi this week. So I am still currently using the Hobonichi. It's not actually my main planner at this time. I've actually been using it as a memory keeper. I really wanted to get into the habit of journaling more, since I have not been able to do that on a consistent basis for many years now. I try to, and then I often think about, well, I should really try to journal this, but a lot of the time I don't really have a designated notebook for it or anything like that. But honestly, the structured daily pages of the Hobonichi cousin has been really holding me accountable for keeping up with that. These drawings are helping keep it a little bit decorative and a little bit fun. So I've been pretty consistent with it, and I'm actually enjoying journaling in this Hobonichi cousin. The only thing that I did differently this week was that I divided it up into two, but I didn't label the left side as today's task. Although what I've been using that for is to document the highlights of the day. And then on the right side, I've been essentially writing down the comings and goings of the day. So I'm actually enjoying it enough to the point where I'm actually using it way more consistently than I thought I would. So there's kind of like this need for me to fill that page up so I get the crinkle of the Tama River paper and the ghosting of the paper as well. So I kind of love it. So that being said, I've been using as my main planning system my B6 Common Planner, which I wasn't really thrilled to start using because I think I've been a little bit too precious with it. These people that are using it, that are making these beautiful spreads in it, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm just not doing that. So there's a little bit of pressure to make it beautiful and to use sterling ink illustrations and things like that. But what I noticed was that I'm just far more productive if I either draw my own drawings in it, or I just keep it simple and just really just use it to plan, and that's what I've been doing. Another thing was, I didn't using the Hobonichi as my main planner wasn't working because I tend to use my planner at work as well. I didn't really feel comfortable leaving my innermost thoughts out on my desk at work. So the Common Planner has been working. It is the half-year system where you have the first 6 months in one book and the other 6 months in another book. And for the Hobonichi users, that would be kind of more in line with the Avec. But it's been working so well. I've actually enjoyed keeping it as a planner that I take on the go with me. It's really small, it's compact, but it's large enough for me to house all of my to-dos and things like that. So I was kind of worried about that with the Hobonichi cousin. I just don't think I have enough going on to really fill it up. And that kind of bothers me. All that free space just doesn't look utilized, and that, again, bothers me. It just wasn't working, so hence why, like I said, we're back to the Common Planner. This week I really don't have a lot going on anyway, so I think I will do a video on my setup in the Common Planner, probably either next week or the week after that, just until I get kind of comfortable in it and you've used it for a few weeks and kind of found out what has worked and what doesn't. The main thing that we're going to be doing this week in my household is probably just planning for vacation days. I'm looking forward to a lot of the metal shows that have been announced this week. I don't know if any of you are familiar with any of them, but the one I'm probably the most excited about is Pantera and Lamb of God. And in addition to that, probably Mastodon and Lorna Shore and Gojira. That is probably my top two that I'm hoping to get tickets to. Man, it's going to be tough though. I think tickets for the Pantera and Lamb of God show is probably going to go on sale this week, so that's what I'm looking forward to on Friday. Hopefully, I will be able to snag a couple tickets. I'm pretty sure it's going to be expensive, and whew, man, I'm just making peace with that now. But for us, it's going to be here at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, so it'll be a lot of fun to go to. Haven't really been to a show in a couple years, so, COVID. And I'm looking so forward to it. I'm so excited. But another thing that we were doing this week is watching some TV shows. My husband and I have alternating shifts, so during the week, whenever, and we don't share days off, so during the week when it's either of our days off, we tend to spend as much time as we can with each other there. We've been watching that 90s show. We binged it, we finished it. It was actually really cute. So if you haven't seen it, and you grew up in the 90s, like I was born in the 80s, but I grew up in the 90s, and it was so nostalgic, some of the things that were on it, and I was like, oh my God, there was even a reference, and spoiler, the kids in the show had Sassy Magazine. Like, what? Sassy Magazine. So I remember having a subscription to that whenever I was a teenager, and they don't even have that magazine around anymore. That's what's actually even funnier about it. It's so obscure. It's actually one of those if you know type of situations. Another thing that we've been watching is The Last of Us, which, as far as adaptations go, is pretty spot on, and we're loving it. So I can't wait to watch the next episode, which I won't get to watch on Sunday because, like I said, my husband and I have alternating shifts, and we tend to watch those things together. So I may get to watch it on Thursday, so we'll see. This particular drawing, so I want to touch base on that, is some of these are going to look a little different in the final flip through just because I went through and I did some of the finishing touches. Some of them I didn't really like the way that they turned out, but you know what? It's just to get in the practice of drawing, so I'm not taking it too seriously. This one, for example, when I started to write out the letters for coffee, I kind of messed it up, and I was like, okay, that's not what I intended to do. You'll see it here in just a second. And it's not perfect, but it's okay. It's not meant to be perfect. It's just meant to get in the habit of drawing, and that's what I've done. So, see, right here? Yeah, not exactly like the way that I wanted it to turn out, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm really trying hard to get these drawings in to make it a point to draw and be creative. I did draw some inspiration from Pinterest. Of course, I'm not going to copy anybody else's work, so I just try to draw some inspiration, add my own elements to everything, freehand most of it, and make it my own. So that's kind of what I've done here, and here's the final flip through. I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do like looking at these little drawings and doodles whenever I'm journaling throughout the week, so they've been really fun for me. I really do see myself continuing to do this. So again, I hope you enjoy these types of videos. I will be putting them out for the foreseeable future just because I'm having so much fun doing it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below. Or if you have a suggestion for a type of theme for the next week or in the future weeks, let me know. I'm interested in hearing about what you guys would like to see as far as drawings go, and maybe even challenge myself to complete them. So again, I would love to see those suggestions. If you have any, list them down below. Any additional information with some of the supplies that I use will be available in the link section. I do have an Amazon storefront if you guys want to check that out. It is affiliate links, and I think by now most of us should know how affiliate links work. So absolutely no cost to you, but I do get a little bit of bonus if you tend to buy something with those links. So again, I hope that you guys have a wonderful week, and I will catch you on the next one. Later.